hard to believe, but it has already been 6 months since we gave up our rent-controlled apartment in Los Angeles and hit the road to become full-time nomads. And I would say that it has been going quite well.
It's been going really well.
Really well.
We want to give you guys a breakdown of the first 6 months in terms of both fun and finances. The fun side, honestly, I have almost nothing bad to say. I mean, you guys probably remember we started out going into the Eastern Sierra. We did Whitney Mountaineers route, Mount Russell.
Mm-hmm.
Then we went up into Idaho, just some incredible Idaho hiking.
Mm-hmm.
We went over to Colorado.
Hit Paris and France for a week there.
Oh, we went to France for a little while, and then Colorado was insane.
Colorado was amazing.
Amazing hiking there, Longs Peak. It's just been some kind of year.
Don't forget Costa Rica.
Costa Rica in December, which was amazing, a family vacation.
We've literally done so much stuff that my brain was like, oh my God, wait, we did this, we did that. I forgot about some of this stuff because it's just been all so amazing.
Yeah, so in terms of fun and what we wanted out of being nomads, I would say it's been 100%. I think the only mistake we made was trying to go too hard, too fast. We were so excited about having these nomadic possibilities that we're like going to Bishop and then Mammoth and then Tahoe. It was chaos. We zipped up to Idaho for a weekend and zipped back down. It was a lot of driving, a lot of travel, a little bit too much too fast. We then decided, let's do slow travel where we take a month in a place. Like we're in Tahoe right now for a whole month, learning how to ski mountaineer, doing some snowshoeing. On your vacation, we took a whole month in Costa Rica. Incredible waterfall hikes, learning how to surf. A month seems like the right time to be in one sort of location.
Yeah.
And then really explore it.
It's perfect in terms of not tiring yourself out too much, and it's also really good if you're on a budget, because as we found, and we'll get into this, it's way cheaper to get a bigger place for a month than to do it day by day.
That's absolutely true. So do you have anything else to add on the fun aspect? I mean, I feel like this has just been the greatest 6 months of my life.
10 out of 10, highly recommend. 0 complaints on the travel lifestyle.
Okay, so lifestyle-wise, it's been amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Finance-wise, it's been a mixed bag. It's been more expensive than I had thought it would be. Elise was...
We kind of had a bet going into this first 6 months. Adam was convinced we would be spending way less than we were in Santa Monica. And I was pretty convinced we'd be spending more. So we kind of had an over-under at, what did we say, 90,000 for the year projected.
Well, projected, so for a full year, I thought we'd be under $90,000 for everything. You thought we'd be over. And right now, it's looking like Elise is going to be correct.
What do I win? What do I win?
But let me just say, there were some real surprises in there. So,
oh, really? Tell me more.
All right, so let's go through the different kind of financial aspects of this. In terms of housing, we are saving a ton over living in Santa Monica. In Santa Monica, we spent about $40,000 a year on housing. Yeah. So over 6 months, that would have been $20,000.
So anybody moving out of Santa Monica legitimately should be able to spend less. Like, I think that's a reasonable projection.
Yeah, but we didn't really know, right? It's like, are we going to be renting expensive Airbnbs? Are we going to be staying in cheap motels? Are we going to be boondocking a lot of the time? We managed to get some friends to let us house sit for them some of the time. We stayed with friends. We did some boondocking. We got cheap hotels. We really did well with our housing costs. So our full housing cost for the 6 months was $12,430.
Oh, I don't even think I realized it was that low.
Yeah.
Dang.
So that's under $25,000 housing for an entire year if you project it out.
Yeah.
Now, it may not work that way because winter housing is more expensive because we're not boondocking in 0 degrees.
We have our limits.
Yeah, we have a really nice place here in Tahoe right now.
Yeah.
And then coming up next is going to be Kauai.
we're kind of blowing the budget the next couple months, but it's
Kauai,
okay.
But that's going to be some incredible hiking you guys are going to love. But it's not cheap.
Yeah.
So that may balloon a little bit.
Yeah.
But we did great the first 6 months.
We did. Yeah.
I mean, we're just around $2,000 a month average.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Much, much better than it was in LA. So that was really good.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that savings has been kiboshed by our food budget.
All right here.
Our projected food budget for 6 months was going to be $7,500. So $15,000 food for the entire year, which is actually quite a bit. But I like to eat, especially, and we eat vegetables and proteins and things like that.
And we work out so much. We use so much energy that we just eat a lot more than
we do eat a lot more than the average person, just because we expend so much energy with our adventures. But our food budget for this months came in almost exactly the same as our accommodations budget. It was $12,300.
I would say, how is this possible? But I think I know how it's possible. This guy loves eating out really grubby food.
Yeah, and I also, part of what I love about adventuring, of course, the thing I love most is the outdoor adventure. I love exploring a new place. But I also like exploring the food. I just think it's interesting.
It's a whole adventure in and of itself.
It is.
Yeah.
I love finding the dive bar. I love finding the diner. And I also like finding their best restaurants, especially if it's a city, like somewhere like Denver. When we visited Denver, oh my gosh, what was that restaurant?
Oh, we really blew our food budget in Denver. It was, if you guys have not been, Somebody People in Denver.
Oh,
it's a completely vegan restaurant, which I know I was shocked as well that Adam was down to try it. Guys, he loved it so much that he made us go back twice, but it was not cheap.
It was not cheap, but let me just say, vegan restaurants can be really good. I mean, I'm usually a meat guy, but this food was ridiculous.
So good.
Astonishing.
Yeah.
And so anyway, there's that. There's eating out a lot really adds up, because we are also generous tippers. And so now you're adding 25% probably to whatever the bill is. And that's fine if you're only spending a couple $1,000s a year. But if you spend $20,000 eating out, and then you add 25%, that's $5,000 you're tipping every year. So I'm gonna have to get that under control.
We gotta cut back.
Yeah. It'll be easier to not eat out as much, I think, when we're staying in Airbnbs or boondocking. So on the expensive end is Airbnbs, because you can cook for yourself. Boondocking, you just got your ice chest and you got your kind of boondocking food, and you don't really have access to restaurants. But yeah, that was the biggest way that we blew the budget, or I kind of blew the budget. You were along for the ride.
I was along for the ride. I don't get as stoked about going out to eat. I have my own, I love cooking healthy at home, but I love that it makes you so happy, and we have some fun date nights out. The other funny thing that no one really talks about is gas station food.
Oh no.
I think I have to stop letting this guy go in for snacks at the gas station, because he'll walk in and he'll come out with $30 or $40 worth of protein shakes and beef jerky.
It doesn't look like it's literally, and when she says that, she's not wrong.
I'm not exaggerating.
But it's one protein shake and one bag of beef jerky. But they don't put prices on it, and you're just like, well, how much can it really be? Apparently, a bag of beef jerky could be $27.
Don't ever buy something at the gas station that doesn't have a label on it for how expensive it is, because you will be paying a lot.
And I always say never again, but then I'm driving through a snowstorm or something, and I'm hungry, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, all right, just this time.
I need to treat myself.
Yeah.
I deserve it.
I know. I have a lot of problems with treating myself.
Yeah.
With delicious food.
Right. That is how you like to treat yourself.
You
feel like you earned it.
I feel like I earned it, and so that's something we're gonna have to talk about going forward. Is are we going to just eat out less, or maybe I'll just work occasionally a little bit more and just earn extra money for that. Maybe our budget's gonna have to go up a little bit, because I have enjoyed the heck out of all these meals out. It's not like I just do it and just sit there and eat it and don't enjoy it. I mean, it's really fun.
So. I kind of want to hear what all of your guys' take is on this.
Yeah, where do you guys stand on that? Is it worth working more to eat out more, or is it just no, just cook your proteins at home?
Handle your business. Eat your rice and beans and calm down.
If we ate rice and beans,
We're not.
we could be retired right now.
I know. But we both gotta sacrifice a little bit. I think we love our. I mean, vegetables are expensive, even if you're cooking at home. Like a thing of broccoli is like $6 now.
Even in Costa Rica. Costa Rica wasn't that expensive, but vegetables there are pretty pricey.
Expensive,
Yeah, and meat too.
Such is life. Speaking of gas stations, one thing that has actually gone down with our budget is our spending on all of our gas. We used to spend so much money living in LA and then driving out to who knows where, Eastern Sierra, Yosemite. That gas adds up fast. And now that we're in one place for a whole month and we're in the place where we want to do the adventures, gas prices have gone way down.
Way down, because we're driving maybe 30 miles to
Yeah.
the trailhead as opposed to 240 miles as we were having to do from LA every weekend. So it used to be that we would spend between $7,000 and $8,000 a year just on gas to travel around, and now we're way down. It was $2,300 in gas for the first 6 months.
That's not that bad.
That's not that bad. Now the flip side of that is our air travel budget is going up. Costa Rica flights were not cheap. That's also because I flew my kids too. That
You
doesn't
were
help.
very generous with the kids.
Yeah. And we most of the time we're not flying them because of course they've got their own lives that they're dealing with. But we're gonna be, so Costa Rica was expensive. What we have coming up is Kauai, and then Europe, and then maybe Nepal.
If we can get it done, Nepal/Bali.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So the flying budget is sort of compensated for the saving gas budget, or even overcompensated. We're gonna have to do better, I think, in terms of credit card miles and things like that.
We've been so busy. I mean, it's basically like we both work 2 jobs because we have our regular jobs and then we have our YouTube and we're putting out videos every single week. We have no time in between to think about, oh, how can I like credit card hack and get some points and then use it for this trip and all of this. It's I think kind of overwhelming, but we want to get better at that.
Yeah, especially for me because I'm supposed to be retired, but I'm just so loyal to my clients, and I basically raised my prices thinking that would, and everyone's just like, oh, that's fine.
You're like, okay.
I should have raised my prices like 10 years ago.
I kept telling you that.
I know. But anyway, but I will have significantly less work this year because there's natural attrition. I'm not taking on anyone new. And so I should have more time to do the credit card hacking.
So we'll put you on that.
I will be on credit card hacking detail. So we'll report when we do the full year update. We'll report back to you guys. We'll have a lot of flights under our belts at that point. We'll report back whether I succeeded on the credit card hacking well or not.
We'll see.
So then as far as our other expenses, the miscellaneous budget stayed about the same. Like car insurance is essentially exactly the same, car registration, all those kinds of things. The only other thing that's gone up significantly since we became nomads is our budget for connectivity, right? Because we used to have cell phones and just our regular internet service at home. Now we have Starlink. Starlink's pretty expensive.
It's like $165 a month.
Yeah. And then also we have like overseas phone plans, and that adds up a lot too.
And even just buying the Starlink was really expensive, so setup costs were a lot.
So we're looking at maybe almost $3,000 just to be connected over the year.
But it's kind of worth it.
It's totally worth it. No, because you're still working full time.
I'm still working full time, and there was one day, the first week we even just got into Tahoe, there was a big windstorm. I mean, I think we were getting some of the winds that were hitting LA. Our whole internet went out. I went out in the windstorm with the Starlink, set it up, and we had perfect internet.
Perfect internet. I mean, the Starlink just works in any conditions, anywhere. So it's expensive, but for us, it's completely worth it.
Gotta do it.
Yeah. And that's basically about it. The only other significant cost that's gone up is gear, but that's just because we're doing awesome stuff. I mean, renting surfboards in Costa Rica wasn't cheap, but we learned how to surf. And now we just bought awesome backcountry skis, bindings, and boots. And they're so great, you guys. I cannot wait to show you some backcountry ski adventures. Once we're good enough to really do some good adventures, we're learning.
It might be a while, but...
It might be a while, but we have been skiing up a lot of the resorts early in the morning before the lifts start to run, and then working on our ski technique on the way down. The skis are great, but it's obviously gear costs are expensive there.
Yeah, that definitely added up. I think the other thing that's been pretty expensive for us this past year is just all the YouTube costs.
Oh my God, especially when the hard drive.
We had to replace 2 cameras, which adds up. We also pay for the extra, like the high-end iPhone, which adds up. And then, it was so sad. I think we told you guys that our external hard drive just completely died. We lost all of our footage.
From the whole year.
For the whole year. Actually, I think it was like almost 2 years of footage that was on that one, including like all of our wedding videos and photos. So that was expensive.
That was very expensive to get fixed.
Oh, it breaks my heart. Oh, it was a blow. Yeah.
But in a way, it's worth it because like this is our, we love doing these videos and all that. And by the way, members, thank you so much. That really helps to defray some of these costs of buying new cameras and things like that. If you guys haven't joined memberships, please do think about it. It's just $3 a month. And it's not just that you're supporting the main channel. We do a lot of members videos and we got some really good ones coming up.
We do. We also put in like lesser known, smaller, easier hikes or just more interesting hikes that maybe wouldn't be like huge viral things for the main YouTube audience, but that, people who want the members videos, you want more hikes, they're all there.
If you want to see Elise try to learn how to backcountry.
Shut up! Oh my god, it was not good. It did not go well for me. Let's just say that.
I think that's the next member video that's up.
So if you want to laugh a lot and make fun of me, there you go.
Anyway, thank you all so much for supporting the channel.
Yeah,
it's great. And those are the only costs that have gone up. Mm-hmm. Basically everything else is the same or has gone down. Mm-hmm. Very proud about the accommodation costs. And we just got to figure out how to get those food costs under control. And we will have smooth sailing into the second half of our first Nomad year.
I think I'm still going to win the bet though. So I think I earn a good prize for that.
Well, so far you're winning the bet because we're the full budget right now is just over $45,000 for 6 months, which would put it over $90,000. So you would have won the bet unless we can somehow control our costs in the second half of the year. But I don't think that's going to happen because we have more travel.
I know, which is good for you guys because I think there's going to be some awesome stuff.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Kauai, you're not. If you haven't seen the hikes in Kauai before, you guys are going to flip.
Stay tuned. That's coming soon.
Yeah, it's coming soon.
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess that's it for this one.
Yeah, I really want to know what you all think. If there's areas you think we could cut even more, I'm curious to know.
Obviously, we could cut food, but I want to know those of you who are also food adventurers. I think the adventurous spirit can extend to cuisine, but interested in your take on it.
All right, love y'all. We'll see you out on the snowy slope.
On the snowy slope, looking forward to showing you guys some Tahoe.